what's what. It's what's what.
Yeah, I can see the red light.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. I don't have the angle on it anymore. Welcome to What's What with Old Man Liver, and I've got Mama Tess joining me today in the studio. If you could call this studio, it's a 113-year-old dining room. But we're going through our podcast series where we're calling it Reality Podcast because we're discussing all the stuff in real life that we're involved in.
All the crazy shit we get ourselves into.
Yeah, we get ourselves in a lot of shit, don't we?
We do.
Like we have an issue, I think, with just we can't.
It might be an addiction.
Yeah, we can't stop starting businesses and.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're throwing events.
Right, we're throwing events.
Which is what we're going to talk about.
I've learned, I've got just 24 different B's, as I call them, bands, boards, and businesses. And that takes up a lot of time, but it keeps it interesting because maybe I have ADD and I just can't focus on one thing for very long.
Or we just have great ideas and we know that if we like them and have fun with them, then other people will too.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to go with that. Not that I have a psychological issue, but that we're just that smart and fun.
We'll go with that.
Okay. So what we're going to talk about today is our company that we own called Butter Popcorn Productions, and we throw several events throughout the year. A lot of people know us for our Fallout-oriented events, but for fans of the video game, but also the fact that we have we have several music festivals. Mm-hmm. Nevada Blues Festival.
We just closed that out in April.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. 3 days, 14 bands, free, totally free to attend.
Free.
And that one we started, 4 years ago?
4 years ago. It's funny, you're actually wearing the shirt.
I got the shirt.
We started that 4 years ago. Originally started it in the fall, but moved it this year to the spring because it...
Yeah, there were other events.
There was other events and stuff that were going on that we were
competing
with. That this felt like it gave us an opportunity to capture it some other time of the year where people can enjoy.
Yeah, so that one's a fun one because it's free and people get into. I didn't even know there was a whole, fans that follow festivals around the country and they get in their RVs and we have the ability now through a company, Harvest Host, to where you can stay at the saloon in your RV. And several people took us up on that.
Yeah,
I mean, people take us up on that all the time, but especially for the Blues Festival.
And then the next one we have coming up is in June.
Yeah, so that's Breast Fest.
Breast Fest.
So that's our breast cancer benefit that focuses on original music. And then we do, and this started years and years ago, and back in 1999. In fact, that's where Mama Tess first learned of me.
Yes.
Years before ever meeting me, but was on national TV.
It was on national. It was national news coverage, and I think that even aired on MTV around how controversial the name Breast Fest was. And
God forbid, breast be
and
it.
I remember watching and seeing this, and I thought that sounds silly that somebody would have such a hard time with that name because it's. Just breast cancer benefit.
And think about it, that's 1999.
99.
And that shocked people to put breast in the name of a breast cancer benefit.
Yeah.
But we knew it'd get attention, and that's why we did it. Because this was way before all the up yours, colon cancer stuff, and fuck cancer
or
campaigns.
Save the Tatas.
Yeah, it was all
kind of
politically correct. But my mom had gotten breast cancer, and she fought it and won. And but it affected her a lot, and it really hurt me. And it was like one of these things where I wanted to give back and feel like I was doing something, but I was broke in my 20s or whatever. And I'm like, I can't, a lot of charity events are these fancy gala things where you got to dress up and it's expensive and you got to have thousands of dollars or whatever. I couldn't do that. So I'm like, I'm going to do a breast cancer benefit, but in my own style, which is going to be rock and roll. So I've had a band for years called Early Dawn. And we continue to play most Breast Fest because we've done it annually. And we moved it from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. It's now at the Pioneer Saloon.
We've held it every year at the Pioneer since we've had it.
Yeah.
And each year it's grown, and we've added, just like we do with a lot of other things, we don't want the event to always be the same. So we've added different aspects to it every year. And it's, not only do you have musicians performing that are playing original music and volunteering their time. So they're donating their time
Nobody
to
gets
this
paid.
cause. And then we also have, we've had a variety of different other types of entertainment, between fire dancers to hula dancing to comedy to burlesque. Like, we've had all kinds of different facets of entertainment at this event. And one of the things that's we've done consistently, though, every year has been the bra parade, and getting our staff, guests, customers, people in the town to decorate a bra. And the whole premise is a new bra, please. Please only decorate new
some people.
Bras. And they get decorated in whatever theme that you want. And if you so choose to make a dedication, right? Who is this? Is this bra representing someone that you've either lost or survived or is currently battling breast cancer? And we get anyone, a lot of men and a lot of the ladies around here as well, to dress up with them on, and no one has to take their shirts off if they don't want to. That's not a requirement. And then we parade them around, and those are available for the silent auction or purchase after the parade is over.
Yeah,
and
that
so
was
it's
a
really
great
cool.
idea that you brought to the Breast Fest, because we had never done that before in the LA. We would have fashion shows and stuff like that, but this was really getting the community involved in multiple ways.
Yeah, it gets silly.
Awesome.
There may or may not be a few shots people need before they walk around and parade in them. But
and traditionally we'll have some stars that have been through the experience. This year it's the 60 Days In, Zach and Ashley that'll be joining us. But in the past, we've had all kinds of different actors, and one of the funny things,
testimonials to their stories and how they've been impacted.
And so that people don't know they're by themselves and going through this. And and what's weird is I'm seeing younger and younger people with cancer that is. I think that's going unreported, because since we started doing this, now decades ago, that's the one thing I've seen is more and more people in their 20s coming out to speak about their experience, which is troubling.
It is.
So we need to, keep the fight up for this. And like I said, we do it in our own unique way. So if you're not the type to, go to, you don't want to do the boring dinner, fancy thing, come to our event and have a blast.
And we also have a silent auction.
We do.
As part of it, where there's some great stuff in there. One of the more popular ones that we had was always put a burger, a milkshake, and a cocktail on our menu for a year. And that's one of the more popular things that people, and it's a lot of fun, because when the winner gets to come and spend time in the kitchen with Old Man Liver and myself, developing out their recipe. And we do feature it on the menu for an entire year. And some of them we've never been able to take off. High Blue Cactus Burger is an example of that. So the band High Blue Cactus won the very first year that we did Breast Fest here, and their burger was so popular, we can't take it off the menu.
And it's kind of cool, because where else can you get a cactus burger? And it's like grilled cactus.
Yeah, it's grilled pickled cactus with bacon and a blue cheese
really
dressing and crunchy onion straws.
Where it fits our vibe out here in the Mojave.
And it's really good.
So
it's really good.
It's fun. And then we've had like special guests, even with our hosts. One time, this porn star back in the day named Ginger Lynn was our host for the event when we held it at the Viper Room. And then fast forward to moving it to Good Springs, Nevada, of all places, we had our own community porn star, Daisy Ducati, who Ginger Lynn was like her mentor. And so she hosted the event a couple of years. So we it's cool how it kind of ties in. And then, some of the bands that have played have gone on to be famous, and some of them already. The first one we ever did, it featured a band called Third Eye Blind and their singer Stephen Jenkins, and then a guy Duncan Sheik, who also had a big hit at the time. So sometimes we discover some people that go on to bigger things. Other times it's people already with big names that want to participate. Ozzy Osbourne was going to do one of the Breast Fest events, but then something came up where they had to go a tour in Europe or something like that. So they felt bad that they couldn't perform. So he donated a really neat picture of him in a clown outfit that's kind of from a rare MTV shoot. And we went to pick it up at Sharon's office, and she's like, hold on. Give us a couple hours, and they went and paid to have it framed in a really nice frame that was like hundreds of dollars, probably be thousands now. and so that it would be worth more in our auction. And being a big Ozzy fan myself, the only bummer thing with that donation was that we would have to give it up. Yeah. So, but I had to do the right thing. So we put it up for auction. Now, luckily, it was my 30th birthday that year, and a group of friends got together and outbid everybody and signed the back of it and gave it to me as a birthday present. So I still have it, and it is
now
up
hangs
in the saloon at the Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs, Nevada.
Yeah.
So
There
you go. But Ozzy and Sharon, even when they couldn't make it, they would donate items and money, and a lot of different bands and groups and actors and stuff have participated, even if they couldn't physically be here. They've supported us through the years.
It's been great.
Yeah.
And last year, each year since we've been doing it, at least at the saloon, and I know it's grown exponentially since you originally started it, but last year we raised $25,000. That was, so we kind of have set a precedence now. So it was 25 and 25. We're shooting for 26 and 26.
There you go.
So
and that's pretty good for like a one day event out in a town of 200 people. Like 25,000 is significant.
It's huge.
And it's still a free, unlike in LA, it's a free event now. You used to have to pay.
Right.
And that was the tickets where we made the money to donate to the cancer charities. Now it's free to attend.
And we have all these other ways to raise funds.
Yeah, we have the silent auctions and the corporate sponsors and stuff like that. Raisin Cane's is our title sponsor again this year. The organization has been fantastic supporting us through the years. And we've always, had some pretty big names that have backed us. So big shout out to Raisin Cane's and our friends over there. We appreciate your support.
Yep.
So
that's on June 20th of this year.
June 20th. Yep. And then we also do a country music showcase.
Yes, that'll be at the end of August.
Another free event. That's 5 days of country bands, and you'd be amazed at the talent that this area around Las Vegas has, especially in country music.
Absolutely.
I mean, the blues, really everything. I think Vegas is due for
entertainment capital.
It is, and like a lot of musicians and actors are moving here from LA, and we're getting a huge talent pool that's just now being tapped into. So our goal with Breastvest is also to share talent with people. The original music, it's hard to make it as an original band with songs that people have never heard before.
Yep.
And you need these kind of events to get you out there and get some songs.
But the Country Music Showcase is the last week of August.
Yep.
5 days. How many bands do we end up with? Do you remember?
I think it's 10 bands, 5 days. Each one plays 4-hour sets. So, and you, once again, free, no cover, no tickets, no reservations.
Come out and have fun.
Just come out. And then we started doing Mojave Mardi Gras as one of our events.
We do that one. Obviously, that's in February, March
we always do it the
timeframe.
Saturday before Fat Tuesday.
Correct.
So each year when it's going to be.
And that one is to benefit Breakthrough T1D, so type 1 diabetes. And we've been doing that one even before we owned the saloon. We've been supporting that with this Mardi Gras style event. So we fly in crawfish from New Orleans, and we do a huge crawfish boil. We bring in Gambino's King Cakes. We do Pat O'Brien's Hurricanes. We have amazing talent that comes in to perform. We do, and leading up to the event, we do special Cajun and Creole dishes every weekend and specials. Everything from your mom's red beans and rice to my gumbo,
your gumbo's phenomenal.
Our muffaletta sandwiches to shrimp and grits, which is also very popular.
Yeah, the food's fucking phenomenal.
The food is
authentic.
Phenomenal. And it is.
And
we recently added a parade, or as we had to call it last year, a follow Old Man Liver down to his house through town and drive back to avoid the use of the word parade for a variety of dumb reasons.
Leave it up to the outlaw over here to have the cops on my ass for
So there's a few challenges
parade.
That we have to deal with as it relates to permitting on every activity we do.
Judged a parade on July 4th in a nearby town.
That's a podcast for another time.
Yeah,
but
we'll discuss that.
But this year we hope to be able to bring that back again. So if you pay attention to the calendar, Mardi Gras moves every year. So we will be doing it. I think it's like the second to last weekend of February in 2027 is the next time that one comes up. But look for all those fun and exciting things. But we'll be looking to expand the the parade again and get
the
more
Mardi Gras thing
participation.
has grown each year too,
Yeah.
and a lot of people from Louisiana like to come out because it's authentic and it's food they know. And but
a lot
then
of
if
fun.
you just like celebrate, if you can't make it to New Orleans and you're west of the Mississippi or whatever, we're a
Yep.
good spot to go to out in Vegas, because really Vegas doesn't have any other Mardi Gras celebrations. And I know
No.
the Orleans used to do something, and
Yeah,
the Rio
there's,
used
I
to
think
do
small
something.
little things that will
Yeah,
pop up where people
but-
celebrate it, but nothing on the scale.
Yeah,
So this is a real big opportunity to really celebrate and embrace the spirit of what Mardi Gras is.
And the Mardi Gras parade is cool because it's got the vibe of a legitimate Louisiana parade, but it's our style. So
Yeah.
there's biker
bikers
groups,
and
there's
horses
the
and monster trucks,
yeah,
rat rods, and anything and everything that you can think of.
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
really
a lot of
neat. The
fun.
participation grows.
Maybe
every
next year we'll end up with like a band. Maybe one of the
have
bands
a,
will want
marching band.
marching band
Yeah,
or
that's a
something that
cool
would
thing.
totally play into that. That might be a lot of fun.
But yeah, and to your point, the music is fucking phenomenal
It
at
is.
this thing too. Like our friend Jimmy Carpenter, who's from New Orleans, incredible Grammy Award-winning saxophonist. He usually has a whole Cajun, Zydeco vibe, for like 4 hours,
Yeah, a lot of
and so that's a really neat event.
It
So
is.
you can look all this up online, Google any of them,
Yeah.
and a lot of them have their own websites. Nevada Blues Festival.
We got to talk about the one we just introduced last fall, which was Good Screams. It was the
Oh,
very first year we
yes.
ever did this, and this pays homage to our paranormal and haunted vibe here at the saloon in the town of Good Springs. So we did it for the very first time last year. It was really a lot of fun. It was a festival that kind of started a little bit more later in the day, but we'll see how this year plays out. But it was an entire afternoon of
We had a good showing
panels. We
for our
did.
first year.
We
Yeah.
had a great audience. We had great panels talking about the paranormal experiences that they've had either here at the saloon. So you and I talked about that quite a bit. We had another panel of investigators that just really talked about what it means to do this and how you can, actually conduct a paranormal investigation. Everything from a beginner to experts who've been doing it for years. We had some individuals that were part of that community that
including Jay Wasley,
Jay Wasley of Ghost Adventures was here to be part of that, which was a lot of fun. And then we also had some other vendors that were here as a part of it that were able to showcase some of their products as well as their services.
Yeah, anything in
I think
the
we had a
spooky
psychic and
vibe,
a tarot card reader and a few other things. So
Vegas voodoo.
We're looking to expand that again this year. But one of the really cool fun things was the paranormal investigation afterwards. So people got to stick around and participate in
After we closed the
after we
saloon
closed the
to the
saloon,
public.
and we had some very special guests that were able both.
Austin Alvarez conducts a lot of those
Yes,
and
he
does
does.
a phenomenal job.
Yes, he does. And so it was amazing to be able to have that. And we look to be able to do it again this year. And we even, unfortunately, could not incorporate our home.
Because it burned
It
down.
burned down. It was in last year's experience, but we won't be able to have it in this year's, unfortunately, because as it stands right now, it's just a couple of walls.
I like to think the ghosts put out the fire and not started it.
But there may be some other really cool ways that we can incorporate the rest of the town into the Good Screams event this coming year.
yeah,
So-
usually it takes us doing a new idea. It takes us doing it once, and then
For it to
when we
catch
have
on.
video and pictures and people get it, But this time we had a pretty good
Yeah.
showing just at our first one because
Yeah.
the haunted vibe at Pioneer Saloon is something we're well known for. Yes. We're on many paranormal shows and things like that, and movies, and so it's part of our lore and history, and so that's October is a big month for us. because
Absolutely.
of all the Halloween activity.
Something we haven't introduced yet to anyone?
What?
And that's a big step forward for the Asshole Association that we acquired this year.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
so
big stuff.
we're working through the details of all of this, but this is going to be really fun. So the Asshole Association, as many of you may or may not be aware of, is kind of a charity division for the saloon, and it has decades of history, but it is the one entity that we use to help fund things here in the town, for the school, for the fire department, and a variety of other things. So when there's a donation that comes or request that comes into the Pioneer Saloon, it is ultimately being vetted through the Asshole Association, and that's how those things get funded. So we were able this year to be allowed by the Nevada Gaming Control Board to host charitable poker tournaments, blackjack tournaments, and bingo. So we're working through what those details look like and how we can incorporate that into some of our events. But that'll be a lot of fun to bring people here together for new reasons at the saloon.
Goes great
and
out here.
It really does. So I'm looking forward to being able to host some bingo nights and do some, poker tournaments and some blackjack tournaments and things that are all intended to raise funds for the Asshole Association that then in turn give back to other charitable organizations.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun way to incorporate, because we don't have slot machines in the Pioneer
There's
Saloon.
no gaming out here.
And so this would be a fun way with people participating and not just, whatever, putting in a quarter in and hitting the button and whatever.
So those will be some new, hopefully annual events that we'll be able to bring to life.
Yeah, that's exciting new stuff. So, check it out. If you want to see a list of events, you can go to butteredpopcornentertainment.com, and we've got, I think, most of them up there, and the various websites that you can visit. And hope you come out and see us for one or all of these events. Most of them are free, so that's the cool thing. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the next episode of What's What with Old Man Liver. Woota!
What's what? It's what's what?